Ever notice how your brain turns into a philosopher at 1 a.m.? Do you replay a shameful memory or imagine a future disaster over and over again, and then somehow you feel worse every time? Or maybe you finally get into bed, lights off, exhausted, and suddenly your brain whispers, "Hey, what if I fail that math exam this term?" If any of that sounds familiar, you're not alone. What you're experiencing is something psychology calls overthinking, a mental loop where thoughts get stuck on repeat, usually focused on things that gone wrong in the past or might in future. Failure, embarrassment, rejection, or fear. In this video, we're going to explore why some people can't stop overthinking, what is the causes, and how these thought loops can impact your sleep and your overall health. Overthinking isn't just thinking a lot. It follows a specific pattern of worrying and catastrophizing. There are two common forms: past-focused rumination, replaying mistakes, conversations, or embarrassing moments; future-focused worry, imagining worst-case scenarios and mentally trying to prepare for them. It feels like problem-solving, but it's more like running on a mental treadmill. Lots of effort, no forward movement. Both patterns keep the brain locked in threat mode. Why some people overthink more than others. 1. Underlying mental disorders. Overthinking is an important part of anxiety disorders or depression, or OCD2. Wrong beliefs about overthinking. Some beliefs about overthink make it seem useful, but it is not. For example, if I analyze this enough, I won't mess up again. If I worry about every outcome, I'll be prepared. 3. Over-responsibility. Many overthinkers are conscientious, empathetic, and deeply reflective. They care about how their actions affect others. That's a strength, but when taken too far, it can lead to mental burnout. 4. Intolerance of uncertainty. The brain hates loose ends. Not knowing how something will turn out creates tension, so the mind keeps spinning, trying to predict every outcome. The problem is, the brain mistakes repetition for control. 5. Past and childhood trauma. When a child grows up in an environment where they frequently face criticism, unpredictability, or emotional neglect, they may learn to scan for danger or anticipate problems before they happen. This habit, originally a coping mechanism, can evolve into chronic overthinking in adulthood. Early experiences of not feeling safe, heard, or understood can make the mind hyper-alert, constantly replaying past events or imagining worst-case scenarios in an effort to stay in control. Why the thoughts don't stop? If overthinking feels so bad, why doesn't the brain just let it go? Because every time you replay a thought, your brain treats it as important. There's a process called memory reconsolidation. When you revisit a memory, you actually strengthen its emotional charge. So replaying that awkward moment doesn't help you get over it. It makes it more vivid and easier to trigger next time. Why overthinking gets worse at night. First, there are fewer distractions. During the day, your attention is pulled outward. Work, conversations, screens. At night, in the quiet and darkness, attention turns inward. That's prime time for overthinking. Second, tired brains have less control. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic and perspective, gets fatigued at night. Meanwhile, the emotional parts of the brain stay reactive, so thoughts feel more dramatic, more urgent, and more believable. Third, conditioning. If you've spent many nights lying in bed worrying, your brain starts to associate the bed with stress instead of sleep. Just getting into bed can trigger mental activation. Instead of winding down, your mind hits play on a highlight reel of everything that ever went wrong and cause your body to release stress hormones like cortisol. Cortisol is useful during the day when you need to respond to danger. At night, it does the opposite of what you need. Elevated nighttime cortisol makes it harder to fall asleep and easier to wake up. That's why overthinkers often struggle with taking a long time to fall asleep, waking in the middle of the night with racing thoughts, light, unrefreshing sleep. And poor sleep makes emotional regulation harder the next day, which makes rumination more likely the following night. A perfect feedback loop. The impact of overthinking on physical health. Overthinking isn't just in your head. Chronic overthinking keeps the stress response switched on longer than it's meant to be. When stress becomes chronic, it affects multiple systems in the body. The immune system. Long-term stress hormones can suppress immune function, making you more vulnerable to illness. The cardiovascular system. Repeated stress activation raises blood pressure and heart rate, putting strain on the heart over time. Muscles and pain. Mental tension shows up physically. Tight shoulders, jaw clenching, headaches. The body is bracing for a threat that only exists in thought form. The digestive system. The gut is highly sensitive to stress. Overthinking can worsen stomach aches, nausea, and IBS through the gut-brain connection. Even though the trigger is a thought, the body reacts as if the danger is happening right now. The hidden irony of overthinking. Here's the twist. Overthinking usually starts as an attempt to avoid pain. Your brain believes, if I analyze this enough, I'll prevent mistakes. If I worry about every outcome, I'll be prepared. If I replay it, I'll learn from it. But instead of preventing distress, overthinking prolongs it. It keeps the nervous system in a low-grade state of alarm, long after the situation has passed. Your brain is trying to protect you with a strategy that accidentally keeps you stuck. A healthier way to understand overthinking. If you see yourself in this, the goal isn't to shame yourself into just stop thinking. That rarely works. Overthinking is a sign of a protective, sensitive, and highly active mind. The task isn't to get rid of that mind. It's to teach it when it's safe to stand down, because your thoughts don't just live in your head. They echo through your nervous system, your sleep, your immune system, and your energy levels. Learning to step out of overthinking isn't just good for your mental health. It's a direct investment in your physical health. Overthinking isn't a personality flaw. It's a brain that's trying a little too hard to keep you safe. And once you understand that, you can start teaching it a new way to respond. One that protects your peace and your health.